Well, it looked like Orange Palpatine big ass insulted another female reporter. Let's talk about that next on the Daily Rewind. What's going on, my beautiful people? What's going on? Welcome to the Daily Rewind with me, your boy HB. I hope that you guys had a good day. This is Thanksgiving Eve, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm sure most of you guys are traveling home or in the kitchen prepping up a good meal, getting ready to get that back of yours big. Hey, and fellowship with your family. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But before you do that, or while you're doing that, let's get into today's topic of discussion. It comes from the NBC News. Quote, Orange Palpatine assaults another female reporter, this time for her looks.
Bruh.
On Wednesday, the president called a New York Times reporter ugly, the third insult towards a female reporter in recent weeks. President Orange Palpatine assaults a female reporter appearance on Wednesday when he called the New York Times Katie Rogers ugly, making the third time in recent weeks that the president has criticized a female reporter in personal terms. In a post on Truth Social, the president called Rogers a third-rate reporter who is ugly both inside and out. One day after Rogers and a male New York Times data reporter co-authored a piece saying there were signs of Orange Palpatine aging in office. In the post, Orange Palpatine also disputed the accuracy of the story, writing, quote, they know this is wrong, end quote. Orange Palpatine did not mention the other reporter in his post and called the Times a cheap rag and an enemy of the people. A spokesperson for the New York Times stood by Rogers and her reporting, telling NBC News on Wednesday, quote, the Times reporting is accurate and built on first-hand reporting of the facts. Name-calling and personal insults don't change that, nor will our journalists hesitate to cover this administration in the face of intimidation tactics like this. Expert and thorough reporters like Katie Rogers exemplify how an independent and free press helps the American people better understand their government and its leaders, end quote, the paper's spokesperson added. That Truth Social post came over a week after President criticized ABC News reporter Mary Bruce in the Oval Office after she asked him a question about Jeffrey Epstein files during a meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So, yeah. Quote, you know, it's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter, Orange Palpatine told Bruce, adding later that he thinks she's a terrible person and telling Bruce that ABC is a crappy company.
Bruh.
Early in the meeting, Bruce had asked the president and the Saudi crown prince about the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Yeah, which I'm trying to make sure I didn't butcher that last name. Which the U.S. intelligence in 2021 found was orchestrated by the crown prince and his associates. Quote, he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. Orange Palpatine responded. He chided Bruce, quote, you don't have to embarrass our guests by asking a question like that, end quote. representative from ABC News on Wednesday did not immediately respond to a request for comment for ABC News. Just days before that, Orange Palpatine responded to another question about Epstein on Air Force One from Bloomberg reporter on Catherine Lucy by calling her Quiet Piggy. Asked about that comment last week, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, aka Propaganda Barbie, said that Orange Palpatine is frank and open and honest, and that's what voters like about him. End quote. She and people like her are full of.
Bruh.
I meant to put that one. They're full of. But let's call it what it is. Let's put it like this: a blind man or anybody with common sense would know if President Biden, or let's take it a step further, President Obama would have said anything to a female reporter like that. The House of Representatives, which includes the House Republicans, Fox News, all of them would be asking for his head. There will be on the news screaming left and right saying how good he. That's embarrassment to the president. Hell, they almost lost their mind when he wore that tan suit. So you can imagine if Obama would have said that type of language to any female reporter, they would have been blowing up that story for weeks. Hell, they probably would be calling for his impeachment. But at the end of the day, Trump get away with murder. Why? Because the legacy media is afraid of him. They're afraid of retribution. So of course they're not going to push too much. They're just going to just turn their head like they don't see or hear what's going on because they're afraid. At the end of the day, he got a problem when it comes to females. That's the third person that he done insulted. And people scared to call him out on his. It's messed up. And they calling somebody a piggy. Like, dude, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Like, you not James Bond, motherfucker. You far from it. So you the last person to call somebody piggy. But I digress. I'm going to leave out on that note. So I will say this. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat all the food that you can get. Make sure that back is big as hell after you get finished. Fellowship with your people. Fellowship with your friends. Just have a good holiday week. And before I go, you know I have to say my saying. I would love to have you over here at the Daily Rewind. So would you do your boy a favor and like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Love to have you over here at the Daily Rewind. You guys have a happy holiday and peace out.